This is project 4, video number 2. It's time to program up our cross-product calculator. I'm going to call it function not used equals, so the return variable is what's not used, xprod for cross product, and it's got 6 arguments: ax, ay, az, and then bx, by, bz. I'll give it an end. I think I'll save it. File, save. Let's go save as, just in case. And I think it the wrong thing. I was in my paint. I want to save the function there, so I'm going to minimize that. Try save again, and by default, it wants to save it as xprod.m, which is what it's supposed to be called. So I'll go ahead and click save, and start writing the function. So looks like I can go ahead and start calculating Cx right off the bat. Cx equals, and it's ax by, looks like I've written no, it's bz, ax bz. So it's not good if you can't read your own handwriting. So let's fix that so it looks like a z. Alright, aybz minus azby. aybz minus azby. Go to the editor. aybz minus, and I need times, minus azby. What are the times in there? See if that makes sense. And that's my regular MATLAB window. I want to go to the editor. No, I want to go to my paint. aybz azby. aybz azby. aybz azby. Okay. Cy. I'm seeing a pattern here. I go cz. Bz. Az. Thought I was seeing a pattern. Bx minus ax times bz. So I think what you do, whatever one you're working on, go to the next letter cyclic. So that would be a y with the a, and then do the next one with the z, and then minus, and then it's you write it ab every time, and you just switch the order of the subscripts on the second one. So cz, after z cyclic comes x, so ax. Then after x comes y, by, and then minus, same stuff in the opposite order, ay times bx. So the subscripts are in the opposite order anyway. So let's see if I can slim that down so I can compare it on the same screen. So CX looks good. CY is VX minus. That looks good. CZ. Alright, that looks good. I think I've calculated them all. I'm leaving the semicolons off temporarily, so I'll go ahead and print them. I'll save that and then try running xprod for a case where I know xprod of I go 1, 0, 0 crossed into 0, 1, 0. So that's I crossed into J, and that should give me K. So let's try that. CZ is 1, so that would just be K. Let's try it crossed into itself. Should give me, so I crossed into I is supposed to give me 0, and I get zeros for all of them. Actually, let's go ahead and make it print what it's supposed to print. That'll be easier to check if I do that first, but I do want to check all the cases. So the editor is over here. So that takes up too many lines. I don't want to print those out. I'll go ahead and display disp single quote for what I want to display. I think might have to go more help, but num to string of what do I want? AX. So the first thing I want is to print a parentheses. Then I want to print a num to string. And then I think I get started just by displaying A. And then I want to print a comma. It's yeah, I think I'll try just typing in a comma in single quotes and close it and see if I can just display the value of AX. And I'll put a semicolon at the end of that so it doesn't print anything extra. So let's run this again. I got an error. So I'm thinking I might need commas in there. I'm going to try that first. So print a parentheses, comma, a num to string, comma, and then a comma, end. Control S, try that. Still doesn't like it. My next guess, and then after that I'm going to have to look it up, is that all of this has to be an array. So display this array of elements. It's got 1, 2, 3 elements. Each one is a string, where a string is a bunch of characters. That's why we get this number to string. It converts a number to a string. Save that and try that. Okay, that's good. That was supposed to be 1 comma for the first vector. Alright, so that actually looks like it's working. So it's the array thing that I got to go with. And then I'll go back to the editor. And let's print some more. Control C. I'm going to try to just put this down twice. Then call that AY and AZ. And then instead of a comma, we need a close parentheses. Let's see how that goes. Run it. Alright. So far so good. And then I gotta print across. So with it by the parentheses, I'll put that, and then the open parentheses. So that's all part of a string. And then comma. And I'm gonna try Control V, Control V, Control V. I think for readability, I'd like to say that I'm continuing this line. So that's the open parentheses, and I think it's dot 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 is what you do to continue a line, but I might have to look that up. So I think I got too many commas there. So I'm going to try just dot dot dot, and I get the open parentheses, and then the first thing is a num2 string, and that's B. BX, BY, BZ, and then finish that off with the close parentheses. I'm going to save it. I got some worries here because I don't know if that really is the continuation line. Oh my goodness, that looks beautiful. So I'm actually going to go and put a 1 there and a 0 there. Make sure I'm not just printing the same thing out twice. Okay, so that's what I'm crossing, and then I need to print an equal sign. So I'll go space equals space open for the C vector, and then I'm going to go dot 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 there, take it to the next line. I'm going to try copying all of this, copy this whole line. At the end, I don't need the equal or the close parentheses. I do need a close quote there though, so I think that's good. And then this is supposed to be C, capital C, C, and C. So I'm trying to print the answer there. Control S to save that, MATLAB window to run it, and what I'm taking the cross product of is 1, 0, 0 crossed into 0, 1, 0, and that's I crossed into J, which gives me K. So that seems to be working. Not really a good way to represent a vector in general, but with the computer display output we get, it's a practical way. So it'd be better to go 1 times I hat plus 0 times j hat, etc. But I'll just put the components of the vector in parentheses. because that's what it said to do in the handout. Calculation outputs the result in this form. Oh, I gotta put I-hats in there. And J-hats. Okay. So, that's gonna make these lines even longer. So, I-hat. I think I'll just write it out rather than trying to figure out how to put a caret on top of an I. And that seems to be what the direction said to do anyway. So num to string, and then I go I-hat, put a space there, and I'm going to try Control C. So every comma gets replaced with that. Oh, that also goes right before the parentheses. So I'm going to try it. Replace, replace, place, backspace, backspace, replace, replace, place, backspace, backspace, and then it's going to go I, J, K, I, J, K, I, J, K. I think I ought to get stuff all on the same line, but or make it so I'm not running off the page there. But let's see if it works first. So Control S, try running it. 0 I-hat, 0 J-hat, 0 K-hat crossed. I-hat, J-hat, K-hat equals. The thing I don't like is it doesn't fit on my display here. But I think it's just I've got my display really small, so I think I'm okay with the output at present anyway. Let's clean this up a little bit so folks don't have trouble reading it from line to line. I wonder. I think I might go. You go dot dot dot. Right there, and then I kind of like the way it was split up before. Control Z. So here, if I changed it, I'd make it so that people could see it all on one page. But actually, the order right now makes more sense. So I think I'll leave it just like that. Maybe change it just a little bit. So I'm going to try close that off right there, go dot dot dot, and then I'm going to need another open parentheses on the next line. So it's all that crossed into delete, move that over. Then all that is equal to, so you go end the quote right there, hit return, start off by beginning another quote, and get rid of this dot dot dot. Add a dot 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 at here, and home. We need a comma and num2 string, and that's all I want to do. I'm not confident it's going to work here, but let's try running it. Alright, it did work. I think I need a space between the numbers and I hat, j hat, k hat. It's just hard to read the way it is. Though, maybe I should look at the directions. Yeah, there's a little space in there. So, try it 1, 2, 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3 spaces, and 2, 3 spaces. Control S and run. I think I'm going to try making this a little bit bigger there. I can almost see it. Almost see it all. I'm actually going to make it so you can't see the right hand side of my page there, but I can move it around. Now, that wasn't very nice. So, there you can see the whole thing. So 1 times I hat, and then those should be plus. Good. So plus is not commas. I think I want to look at the output again. So 1 times I hat plus 0 times j hat, etc. So I got another string. Instead of a comma, I put a plus. And I gotta do that everywhere. Race plus. I'm gonna go Control C, Control V, Control V, and I think I might do a Control S. Run it. I got 1 times I hat plus 0 j hat plus 0 k hat crossed into 0 I hat plus 1 j hat plus 0 k hat equals 0. I think I should put a space on right after the equal sign, but 0 I hat plus 0 j hat plus 1 k hat. Alright, that's just saying I crossed into j is equal to k, so that looks perfect. And what do I want? Equal sign space. Control S. Run it again. And I'd say the output looks perfect. So, and now you can probably actually see it. Nope, still not quite. There it is. Okay, I think I tried all the I's, except maybe crossed into, I tried a couple of I's, but let's try cross into K just in case. I typed in something wrong and I haven't tested it. So I crossed into J should give me minus Y, or minus J hat. I'm not sure I said that right. I crossed into K should give minus J, and I'm getting that. Alright. Let's try J. Cross into I. That should give me minus k. So j crossed into I gives minus k. And then up arrow to get that back. J crossed into j should give me 0. 0. J crossed into j gives all zeros. Good. And then j crossed into k should give I. J crossed into k gives I. So, I meant to hit that arrow there. So let's go the k's crossed into stuff. 1. I go k crossed into k. I go backwards with these. Should give 0, k, heck, okay, that gives 0. K crossed into j. K crossed into j, that's the reverse order, so I should get minus I. K crossed into j, minus I. And then lastly 0, I call that a 1. So k crossed into I should give me j. K crossed into I gives me j. Alright, so I'd say this function is working, and all you got to recognize this can now do any cross product, like 5 8 minus 3 crossed into 7 1 4, and I get a cross product. That's interesting. It's a bunch of integers, but I typed in a bunch of integers, so I guess I should have expected that. But so that one I haven't proved is correct, but it should be clear it works for. I don't need just ones and zeros in there. It could have 28.32597 if you wanted in one of them. Alright, but so we've created our cross product calculator. We still have to document it. So I'm going to call that a wrap for project 4 video number 2.